Duchovny back.
I'm a little angry I didn't win a rally for my Regis.
Hey, listen, you know, that's a very competitive category.
I have something to tell you that Jimmy Fallon is taking steroids.
Jimmy Fallon, of all people, won the best Regis.
Well, can I try one again right now?
Yeah,
absolutely. Never too
Will
late.
you give me some material? Because it's always the same one. It always goes something like this. Mulder! No wonder you didn't find anything for 8 years. There's no light with the flashlights. Mulder! Turn on the lights. Then you'll find the aliens.
Not bad. Not bad.
You know, David.
No steroids either. It's all clean.
David, I would start writing the acceptance speech now. Because
But you
that
want
was
to
uncanny.
No, I think
I
it
can't
was...
stop.
I,
no wonder.
I thought it was more Jackie Mason than Regis. Mulder!
Show me how it's done.
No, I have no idea.
But I got to get up.
You went out to the tennis matches yesterday?
I tried to, but it was raining.
Bad. Oh, that's a killer.
I didn't actually go out because it was pouring, but I'm going to try and go out
What
Thursday.
happens with the ticket that you have that you can't get and you can't use? You have that next year or later in the match?
Well, actually, folks, what you can do is Thursday. I can go on Thursday during the day. They tell you when you can go.
Oh,
if it gets
okay.
rained
So
out.
you can go on Thursday.
I'm going to try to get out there on Thursday.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know, maybe we're going to play. And
maybe we are. How
David,
good
are you a good tennis player?
I'm pretty good. You know.
When a guy says I'm pretty good, that means he's close to being, a pro.
No,
really? Is that what that means?
So they want to suck you into a game.
I'm not close to being a pro, but I hear that you like to play doubles, so maybe we'll play Canadian doubles.
What does that mean?
That's when I'm on one guy on one side. I play the singles court, and you and Gelman play the doubles court on the other side.
Wow.
Gelman and I are ready.
Yeah. Oh, you're ready right now?
Absolutely.
And I'll play you on I'll play you on this wooden floor. I'll play you anywhere.
Really? Are we going to play? Are we going to make it
Do we
interesting?
have rackets? Can we get a net?
Are we going to make it interesting?
When you say interesting, what do you mean?
You know what I mean, baby.
And by interesting, he means do you have $3?
Yeah, that's a little too interesting.
No, one day I'd love to play with you. Yeah,
that'd be great.
But I bet you're pretty darn good.
Well, as you know, I grew up playing a little bit, and then when I took it up again recently, the game has changed so much because the rackets and now it's all topspin. So I've totally renovated my game. Have you?
Well, I learned at a later age. When you say you grew up in New York and played tennis in New York, where did you play?
Oh,
the tennis courts where I was living.
In Long Island, where we went for the summers.
Oh,
I played.
Excuse.
Like Long Island is, like hoity-toity? What do you?
Yes.
Excuse me. Long Island.
Never say Long Island.
I don't know.
He's very upset that his family did not have a Long Island home. He's never gotten over it.
Now, you're teaching your kids to play tennis now?
I try to, but as we all know with kids, as soon as you show an interest in something, they run the opposite direction.
You got to let them get interested
So I always say, tennis, I don't care about tennis. Go ahead.
Yeah, but try to get them into it somehow. It's so important to learn when you're young.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with David Duchovny in just a moment.
Tomorrow on Live, Alan Alda.
Everybody wants what they can have.
David Duchovny, our guest, his new movie is out called Trust the Man. We had Julianne Moore here yesterday talking about it. And we talked about the love scene,
Yeah.
And there is a husband. Is it her husband?
Her husband is the director.
Bart Freundlich,
right?
the writer-director.
And there's a scene in the back of a cab.
Where they're making out.
Right.
Fiercely.
And here's the cameraman and the husband, in the front seat.
Yeah.
Looking at you like an animal. You're coming on to an
She said,
what do you mean like an animal?
You were like an octopus.
Very aggressive.
What's
like
that?
She said that you were an octopus.
Octopus.
An octopus is what she said.
So let's talk about her. What's she like?
Trying to suck me in here. She was very professional, Regis.
Really? Did you ever have an embarrassing moment kissing anybody
Well, I
over
think
the years?
the octopus comment comes from the fact that if I was holding her, I think her husband was actually
He was manipulating your hands.
They were his hands. So she actually had 4 hands all over her.
Wow.
So I think the feeling of octopus was actually Bart was reaching forward from underneath the camera.
Well, but I mean, it can be tough to do, especially when the spouse is there. But I mean, have you ever had an extraordinary experience?
Wow.
An extraordinary experience.
Kissing someone?
Yeah. There was when I was doing the X-Files, there was a scene, and I rarely in the X-Files did my character ever kiss anybody.
Yeah,
let alone a human woman.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So I kissed a beast woman, or beast woman kissed me once, but that's a different story.
I had a couple of those.
That might not.
You said you wouldn't talk about that.
You're right. That might not have been on camera. There was kissing. I was to kiss a woman, and we're about. And it, it's TV, so it's not like a big full-on deal. And we're about to do it, and all of a sudden, her husband showed up like behind the camera with two small children.
Oh my gosh!
like,
yeah. What are you doing, Mommy? I'm kissing Mulder.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, so
That's so uncomfortable.
yeah, it was.
Was it their time to feed, or what was he doing?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that they were their kids.
So Trust the Man was shot here in New York, around your old neighborhood.
Yeah.
So did you? Must have been very familiar for you to be on that.
Well, actually, the first day of shooting, we were shooting about 90 yards down the block from the window that I grew up looking out of.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was
Did
kind
you
of
go and knock on the doors?
well, my sister lives there.
Oh,
so.
no kidding. Well, then she probably would have even let you in to see your old room.
She was like, that's damn movies filming here. It's holding up traffic.
And you shot a scene or two in this.
In Vishelka. In the restaurant.
In the restaurant, yeah.
And Bart Freundlich, the director, whose wife I make out with in the movie, was saying that the only reason we're getting to shoot here is because of you. And I was like, So
They still remember me.
I went up to the owner and I said, I just want to say, thank you for letting us shoot here. And he said, the only reason we're shooting here is because of your mom.
Mother was a teacher, right?
My mother was a teacher, but we always had a dog, and she would always walk the dog around the neighborhood, so they knew, they knew my mother from years and years.
And every now and then you run into an old student of your mother's, right?
Yesterday, I was with my mother downtown, and we ran into an old student of hers and the student's mother.
Oh, no kidding.
And the woman said, "You're the movie star." And my mother said, "No, we only follow you because of your mother."
That'll teach you
That's
to come
good, though. Your mom's like good PR for you.
Well, she teaches me never to come back here.
Trust the Man, this husband and wife who have ups and downs like everybody does. In any event, they have to have a meeting with a therapist.
Yes.
Played by Gary
good friend,
Shandling.
right?
Yes, Gary Shandling. Good to see him again.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this.
I mean, they're still all the same old issues.
What are those? What are the same old issues?
Well, like no sex.
Well, that's your issue.
Sometimes I would just like to look at you. I mean, maybe you'd have more luck if you did something a little more romantic.
Well, the only way to approach you is from behind because your back's always turned to me.
No, I'm reading. I'd just like to have a minute to myself without you pawing at me all day.
Well, forgive me if I want to touch my wife.
Here's what I think. I think, if I may say, we could get a lot more work done if you'd come in more than once a year.
Trust the Man in the theaters right now. David, thank you very much. Good to see you.